One of the challenges of working on a remote or hybrid team is that out of sight can turn into out of mind, where we forget to reach out or check in with people or even remember certain people are there. So in this video, I'm going to give you a simple idea and even the downloads to be able to act on it to make sure that although people are out of sight, they are still on your mind. Hi, I'm Chris Littlefield. I'm the founder of Beyond Thank You. I'm the author of the book 75 Team Activities for Remote Teams, and I help leaders and organizations around the world build and maintain cultures where their people feel valued regardless of where they're located. When you're working in the office together and you're in the same shared physical space, then maybe you bump into coworkers when you go to get coffee or fill up your water bottle or go out to lunch, or maybe even run each other in the halls going from meeting to meeting. And you have those informal visual cues that remind you to just stop and check in, that remind you that so-and-so was going through a rough time last week, or maybe lost a family member a couple years ago, or their kid was sick, and it gives you that cue to check in. But when we're working in a hybrid or remote setting, we don't necessarily have those visual cues. Maybe we see their chat in Teams, or maybe we see them show up in an all-hands meeting, but we can't depend on that to remember to have those informal check-ins or interactions that are so important to our working relationships. And that's why it's important to create some actual tangible visual cues that you can put on your desk or in your environment at home or even in the office that remind you of the people that are there who aren't physically present. Now, of course, you can just print out a photo of your team and put it on your desk, and that's a great start. But here's a way to make it a little more interactive and have a use beyond just that photo visual reminder. And here's the idea, and you can do it however you want, but to create a little team garden. And I'll give you the handouts to be able to do this later on in the video. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna just, for each one of your team members, make one of these little printouts here. And you can do this with a form I use or just make it on your own. You can attach it onto something like a chopstick or a coffee stir and have it out there. And then when you're in a meeting with your people, all of a sudden you can go, you know what? I was just talking with Lauren and she said she'd been having a rough week. You know what? That's a reminder. And I'm just gonna put a little note to check in with her. You know what, so-and-so, I remember that Sam is actually on vacation this week. So I'm gonna put a little note on vacation. So when I look over at my desk and I think of it, I remember, don't send Sam emails. She's on vacation this week. You know what, last week Dan said he needed support on something. You know what, there's follow-up needed. And so there's a little reminder to follow up with Dan. And then once I followed up, I can just take that little thing and I can put it down here until I need to use it in the future. Now, beyond just the reminder at home, you can also put one of these on your conference table, in your meeting room, at work, and you can have all the different people on your team. And you can have, hey, here are the people that are on site this week, here are the people that are off site this week, to remind you of where people are. So in order to access the template that I've created, you're gonna go to beyondthankyou.com/resources, scroll down to out of sight but on my mind, and I've also included a link in the video description below. Okay, now once you get access to the template, you're gonna notice that this is in Canva. So if you have a Canva description, this is gonna be really easy and really easy to update. And if not, I'll show you how to be able to do that. So if you do not have a Canva account, you can set one up for free, or by the way, you can just look at the visual I've created and then recreate something similar in PowerPoint or whatever platform you feel comfortable using. So you've logged into Canva or created your free account and you've clicked on the link to the template, which is gonna bring you here. Now, the first thing, and I've already done this, is where it says Beyond Thank You, it's gonna say template there. You can change it to your team name or label it however you'd like. Okay. Now you're going to find that there's 4 different pages in this document. Page 1, which is locked, you can't make changes to it, which is just the instructions on how to use this. Page 2 is a 1-page team form where you can add photos of all your team members and just print out that whole page to put on your desk. And then page 3 is the actual form to make little things that are going to go into the chopsticks or the stirrers into your team garden. And then page 4 is labels that you can adjust and customize for yourself. Now, in order to update this, I think the most important thing to recognize is that everything there with that kind of landscape in the back with the clouds in this is a photo frame. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab photos of your team members. And the easiest way to do this is maybe you have them on your company site, or you already have them on your computer, or you can just go over to LinkedIn and you can just click on somebody's profile photo. You can right click it, you can copy the photo, and then simply take, and once you're in Canva, you'll see uploads over here on the left. And all you have to do if you have them on your desktop is just drag the photo over to uploads and it will instantly come in. And I already uploaded Dan before, and you'll see a bunch of my kind of crazy, I'm creating thumbnails for YouTube video photos down below. So now when I want to add the photos in, all I do is I click on it. And if I click on it, it's going to add it to that page. Now, if I just take it and I drag it over one of the frames, it will add it automatically in there. Now I can just change the name, Dan, and it's ready to go. Now, if I want to add another one, let me just take Sam's photo here, and you'll see it will show up in the back or up there, but I want it right here, so I drag it in there, okay? And now I just change it to Sam. And if you make a mistake up on the top left here, you can do undo, and it will take it out, okay? So you can just go back there. So like I said, I want to put Sam back in here. There it is, and Sam. Now, if you need more frames, I've grouped these together, and you can just take one of these things here. You can do whatever copy is on your computer. I think Open Apple C on a Mac, and I can print it out, and I can create another one to be able to add in there that's already ready to go. Now, I'm going to do the same thing down here on these forms. Here we go. We're going to take Dan's photo, put Dan in here, and add Dan, and you're going to do this for each one of your team members. Now, if you need more than 8, if you just go to this page, it's say duplicate page, and I can create 2 of these pages to make even more. So simple enough there. Now, for the labels, it's the same thing. Here's some labels that I made: on vacation, check-in, follow-up needed, major life event, onboarding. Now, you can create your own labels over here, and you can change the color. Maybe it's on-site, okay, or off-site. I don't know if that's one word or 2 word here, okay? And you can change the color of these here by going up here to color. And if you've used Canva before, you'll know how to use it. If not, it's pretty simple and self-explanatory, okay? And then once I've got my forms ready and I've added my team and it's all filled in the rest, then all I need to do is download and print it out. And in order to do that, you're gonna come up here to share. So let's say this is already filled out already. And I'm gonna go down to share. You're gonna come down here and it's gonna say download. And then you're going to have PNG up here, which is not what you want. You actually want a PDF for ease of printing. Just hit PDF standard. You can do PDF Latin, but PDF standard will work. And then you're just going to click download. Now that you've downloaded the handout, simply print it out, cut out the different components, and assemble them. For these little guys right here, you're just going to fold them over on either end. You're going to punch a hole at the top and bottom, slide them onto something like a chopstick or a stirrer, and then go ahead and put them into your garden. You can just use a little Tupperware. I got this little container at IKEA for maybe $2, and then you're ready to go and put this on your desk. And if you do, these folks here will act as a visual reminder. So your people, although they may be out of sight, will always be on your mind. I'm Chris Littlefield from Beyond Thank You. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did and you're watching on YouTube, please hit like and subscribe and share at least one other person who will make a difference for. And if you're looking for additional resources, how to build and maintain relationships on your road team, check out my book, 75 Team Building Activities, and my other videos on this YouTube channel here. And together, let's build cultures where people feel valued every day. Take care.